Good afternoon, Zimbabweans, wherever you are. Let's just look at how the rot started in our country and what led us to the mess we are in today. First and foremost, the current government's agenda, the Zanu PF government's agenda, when they came from the bush, was a one-party state. That was what they were thinking. You can believe it or not, but that was their agenda. But there was one obstacle to this agenda. And the obstacle was that nationalist by the name Joshua Nkomo. May his soul rest in peace. So, to remove this obstacle, what did the government do? They created chaos, false accusations. And who were the first victims? Lookout Masuk, the late, and Dumiso Dawengwa, the late as well. May their soul rest in peace. They were arrested in early 1982. I was still at school by then. For a year, they were tried and acquitted in 1983. And they thought, these poor guys thought, oh, we are free. They were rearrested soon after, under the state of emergency. The law actually Mugabe inherited from Ian Smith, because during the Ian Smith era, we were living under the state of emergency. And when you are in that situation, you can't really sue the state if they arrest you. Even if they falsely arrest you, you cannot sue them. So these poor guys were rearrested and kept for another 4 years. They were released in 1986. I still remember sitting with my friend Jefferson, and when we heard about the release of Lookout Masuku, we were listening news on radio. And he said to me in our local language, Thomas, mkaona wanu avavo release munu wapera basi. Haana nguva yekurarama yakawanda. How right he was. That was, I think, in early April when he was released. I think he died on the 5th of April, if my memory serves me right, at Parerinyato Hospital. And ironically, we were together with that friend in Harare. He said, Thomas Ndagambo Kuzachi, that guy is gone. They have already sorted him. This is what our government do when they discover someone is the threat to their corrupt, their misrule. They just want to get rid of you. Some of you remember the disappearance of Itai Zamara. Was he a threat to the government? No, he wasn't. They don't want criticism, no matter how constructive that criticism is. All right. After that, what did they do? Arms sketch, false accusation of arms sketch hidden by the ZAP. And they made people to believe that was the reason. But no, that was a lot of lies. their agenda was still on the cards. They wanted a one-party state. And this is still their agenda. They don't want anyone who opposes them. So they created chaos. And especially, let me take you back. Zanu were not interested in someone who is not within their cycle to take any influential post. Soon after independence, there were Zapu cadres, well-trained in Russia, who were experts on heavy artillery. You know, Russia, superpower. But those were the people likely to take over, especially on the Air Force side. We needed an air marshal. And he thought, honestly, to give this post to someone who is not Sanla, who is from Zapu. These guys were given a tempting package they couldn't resist it to take. And he didn't put anyone there. He decided to go outside Zimbabwe and hired a Pakistani by the name Azim Dapota. Google him, you can find him. He's now late. He died, I think, some years ago. He spent almost 10 years in Zimbabwe till my namesake, Thomas Mberikwazo, popularly known as Josiah Tungamira, came and took over. So you can see what their aim and what is still their aim is. Zanu PF doesn't want anyone who criticize them, no matter how good the or how constructive the criticism is. They just don't like it. So in Zanu PF, it doesn't surprise me if Smith was to say, oh, I'm joining Zanu. Smith will be at Heroes Acre today. As long as you play to their tune, oh, fair and fine. That's okay with them. Look at the likes of, who is this? Philip Changwa. Philip Changwa was in the support unit, in the Rhodesian, the Rhodesian support unit, fighting the Zanlas and Zipras. But look at him now. He's one of the richest guys in Zimbabwe. That's Zanu PF for you. As long as you play to their tune. I've already said that if Smith was to join Zanu, Smith will be at the Heroes Acre today. Believe it or not. There are some people who have done tremendous job for the country of Zimbabwe. One good example is the late Jairus Jiri. May his soul rest in peace. Look at how selfless and caring that person was. Where is he buried? Not a hero according to Zanu PF. No. There have a lot of people who have done tremendous jobs. Look at Masuku when he died. He was first buried, I think it's at Athlon Cemetery in Bulawayo. Though they were acquitted. No, according to Zanu, he was not a hero. He was later on reburied at the Heroes Acre, I think after the unit accord, some years later. That's Zanu PF for you. You can be evil to the masses, to the people of Zimbabwe, as long it is according to Zanu's laws. That's fine. How many whites are in Zanu PF who have got farms that were taken away? No. They are still having their farms. Why? They are playing to Zanu PF's tune. That's a lie for them to say, oh, they wanted land to be given to the blacks. No. Why did they take over Stole's farm? If their agenda was to give land to the blacks, no, he was not a supporter of Zanu. That's why he lost his farm. Though he's black, Stole wasn't white. Yeah. Even some farms of Zapu were taken by the government. Earlier in the 1982-83, they were taken. So, this is the party. It's not a political party, but a mafia, to be honest. They nearly wiped out the Ndebele tribe simply because they were opposing them. That is Zanu PF for you. Thank you.